There are parts of Stoke-on-Trent which some people tell us are now a no-go at night. This pavilion in a local park was set on fire last week.
You do feel unsafe, yeah.
And across the city, Luke says this type of antisocial behaviour is getting worse. He's had 2 vehicles scratched, costing him thousands in repairs.
They pretty much started from front to back of the car, about three scratches from top to bottom. Very deep scratches that you really can't fix yourself.
And what do the police say when you try and report it?
They pretty much just push on the car, but they just say we've got no evidence. But they are there to prevent crime.
The government says its crime and policing bill will give the police stronger powers to tackle those crimes that matter most to communities, including the introduction of respect orders that will allow courts to impose restrictions on someone's behaviour. Officers will also be able to enter a premises where stolen items have been tracked without the need to apply to the courts. And there will be prison sentences of up to 5 years for people with signal jammers that are used to steal cars. When this legislation passes through Parliament, officers will also be able to seize these kinds of nuisance bikes without warning. The Home Secretary has been to see how the police are using drones to catch them. She promised that if Labour won the election, communities would get an extra 13,000 police officers and PCSOs on the streets. So will we see them this year?
So the additional funding is from April to put the neighbourhood policing funding, the £200 million additional funding. That is part of £1 billion extra going into policing next year, but with some of that dedicated for those neighbourhood police, because we've got to get the police back in our town centres.
A lot of what we're talking about is targeting the symptoms of antisocial behaviour. What do you think are the real causes?
Well, I think we've had years of decline in neighbourhood policing, police just being taken off our streets.
Staffordshire Police says the new laws will help officers to tackle repeat street crime.
We need to respond as an organisation really quickly to understand the impact that that's going to have on us and how we can ultimately provide the best possible service we can to the communities with the new legislation and new powers that we've been given.
The bill also includes other new laws to reduce theft, violence against women and young girls, and also child exploitation. The laws are expected to come into force by the end of this year, with the extra police in place by 2029. Stacey Foster, ITV News, Stoke-on-Trent.